Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself. Welcome to New York session. I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so today is Wednesday, the 12th of March, 2025. We actually have CPI news event today in the next 30 minutes. We also have the rate announcement on CAD at 1:45, so that'll be after our session. And then I think at 2:30 we have the Bank of Canada press conference. So a lot of high impact news. The first one, CPI, which we will observe as usual. So when it's 12:30 or just 1 minute to 12:30, we will pause and then observe the news. Then after we've observed the news, then we come back and then continue the session. So we are going to do the usual respecting of the news events. Now, since we have CPI news today, the market is going to be really volatile within the next 30 minutes. And based on where price is at right now, I don't know which side they're going to take it. I'm still to the downside, a little bit to the downside, then we go up. So let's see. I'm actually not giving you a direction. I'm just saying that's what, if I was doing anything with price, that's what I'll do. But again, don't take my words for it, because anything can happen with CPI. Right, so within the next 30 minutes, we will observe the CPI and then we'll take it from there. That means we don't have any analysis on the majors. We are not going to get any analysis on the majors until after the news, because anything that I say can be quote unquote invalidated by the news event. So okay, I think I'm having too much stuff open on my screen, so it actually closed. All right, I think we're back online. Okay, so as I was saying, if I was looking at price right now, I'll be looking for this to come and attack these lows here. However, I'm not in control of what the news event is going to do. Hence, I'll just expect the news to come in and then do what it needs to do. So based on that, let's look into some of the crosses, and then we will come back and look at the majors after the news event. Or let's go and look at the cryptocurrency first. Let's look at the cryptocurrency first, and then we come back and look at the currencies. Okay, so let's go over to cryptocurrencies. AI, I don't know what to say, but it is still the same thing. I'm still expecting them to reject and go up. Now this whole down movement has been, in my opinion, look at that, all down candles, right? That's not random. Okay, that is not random at all. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days of moving down. That's actually 2 weeks or 2 down candles. So I I'll be expecting a reversal very soon, very soon, either by end of this month or going into probably next week. We will start potentially getting a reversal. Okay, and hopefully once we reverse, this will be the first objective, because that's where the break of market structure will happen. So that will be our first objective, and then we take it from there. Solana, yesterday we had a kind of a H4 push, but I just didn't trust this up candle. It's just too strong to the downside. Hence, I think I mentioned it's better to sell it and then expect a continuation to the downside to attack this low here. I still stand with that. It hasn't changed. So Solana, you're looking to sell this up candle and target that low. Okay, this low here. Bitcoin, same thing. It traded deeper into the up candle. Now, if it was going to break, right, we should have just gone through it, not this way. So maybe they might take out the previous day's high, which is normal. Okay, maybe they might take out. They've actually already taken it. Watch this fair value gap. They might go in there and then reject. Okay, so watch this fair value gap over here. They will probably trade into that and then go down. So that means the up candle and the H4, the high might be taken and then price will go down. Okay, so if you go to the H4, it looks like this candle's high. So on the daily, we have a fair value gap here, and this might be redistribution. So this going up and then we go down. So look into this area here and then expect price to reject and then go down again. Now the price action to expect will be price running a high, giving, I think it will be similar to something like this. So we have these two up candles and then we trade into a gap. So this is a gap here. Okay, that gap was never closed in, and then we break. So if you watch the price action that happened over here, you want to anticipate the same thing happening here. Okay, so let me actually go in. Let me quickly transpose this over there. Okay, so in here we'll be anticipating a run up similar to what happened here. So that was all the pullback, rejection, and then pullback, and then we go down. So the same thing here, pullback, price will reject. After the rejection, once it pulls back again, then you look for a continuation to the downside. In terms of targeting, I think this area here, especially this candle's high, that will be our next downside objective. So if you get a sell here, you can use this low, which comes in at 75.11 as a target, and then you leave the rest for a continuation to the downside. Okay, you leave the rest for a continuation to the downside. So 76582, or let's say 76569, that's the next downside objective. Then we will see what price will do after that. But I'm thinking if it goes below that, they will make a move towards the 73,000. Sorry, yeah, 73,570 level. Okay, Ethereum. Let's see where they can trade to next. Okay, so Ethereum might come back and attack this low, which is at 1,761, and then maybe stay in there. Okay, because it's trading inside a monthly fair value gap, right? And monthly fair value gaps are very powerful, very strong. Hence, we might come back down into this area, and then you stay there. Now, in terms of trade ideas, if you look at the daily, let me zoom in. We have over here a fair value gap. So similar to the Bitcoin, you want them to run into that gap. So you want price to go, take out this candle's high, and then begin the drop. That's what I think is going to happen. So watch out for that. You want them to drive into this, and then once they get in, just sit and wait on the 1 hour time frame. It's going to give you a rejection, and then based on the rejection, you can look for a move to the downside. I think I've showed you how you can use the highs and lows. So daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly highs and lows. That's where trade ideas is going to form, right? So this high being a daily high, that's the high you want price to go above and then reject. Okay, don't do anything where we are now. Just wait for them to go inside the gap, which would basically take out this candle's high and then reject and go lower. Okay, so that's that for Ethereum. Run above the high, rejection, then you took a trade. Okay, hype. I think two things. First thing, if we are going to go up, yesterday, I think I gave the narrative yesterday. If we don't go up from here, which this whole move, I said I don't like it. Why? Because it's not clean. Let me see if I can show you an example. Okay, so when you're looking at for the previous day's low to be taken and then price reject, if you want to know whether price is going to go up, you have to see this type of rejection below the previous day's low. Okay, this, in my opinion, is what we call institutional sponsorship. It's big candles rejecting a previous day's low. So when you see a run below a previous day's low and the rejection is not like this, just be mindful, because if it's not like this, then oops, this is what can happen, which if you understand it, then when price goes below, because that will give you a high resistance here, that will give you a high resistance. So once price goes below it, then you can buy again. Okay, you can buy it down here rather than here. Why? Because this move here is not institutionally sponsored. It's not a buy from some big money, because if it was a buy from some big money, you should see the elephant in the room, the big candles. You should see it here. Okay, so and the H4 was still bearish, and I think I talked about this high versus that high and this fair value gap. So even if you're buying, this area is gonna be a struggle. They take it down again. Now, what should happen going forward? I want to see them come back and take out this high here, yesterday's high, and then we continue dropping. All right, so there's a high probability they will come back above yesterday's high and then continue dropping again because they've taken out a low here and another low. So a high is due for a run, and then we might resume going lower. So maybe once we go above this up candle, leaving a fair value gap here, then you can aim for that high, which is previous day's high, this one here. And then if they go for it, then they might likely go for this one too before we resume going down. Now, where we are now is extremely going to be, in my honest opinion, just spoke like someone. In my honest opinion, where we are now is extremely dangerous. Okay, because buying is not allowed. Why? Because it's not giving us any reason. There's not been any institutions wanting to buy this at the moment, or big money, big investors wanting to buy this at the moment. Selling is also risky because price is now too low. Right? It can't keep going down, but it's too low. So if you do sell, the idea of holding price, because if you're going to sell, you're going to sell with the intention that you want price to keep going down so that you make some returns on your investment. But where we are now, price is so low that it might not continue going down. Okay, it's so low that it might not continue going down. Hence, I don't actually, that's why I've been talking about the currencies. Because if you're on cryptos right now, especially for those that just want to buy, I'll recommend coming on to the currency side, right? If you'd want to buy, come on to the currency side because dollar index is dropping. So if dollar index is dropping, the foreign currencies are gonna go up. It's much easier than buying the cryptos right now because they are not trending up, and when they are not trending up, buyers do struggle, especially those that just want to buy. If you do both sides, you kind of good, but if you only buy in this market, in these conditions, you will struggle. Okay, so diversify. All that to say, this is not clean. I don't like anything that this is doing right now. Now, if you want to trade it, use the previous day's highs and lows as your key levels to key off from. If they go above it and then reject, then you sell. If they go below it and then reject and pull back, then you buy. That's the only condition. Apart from that, if you try to trade anything else in here, I don't know. Okay, so let's go to Ripple. Ripple, same story. I think they will come inside this gap and then come back down again. But as I mentioned before, even this candle moved higher, they can come for this low again, but it's going to reject as soon as it does. So as it stands, it feels that that's where price is going. Okay, it feels like that's where price is going. Let me get rid of that. Now watch this gap here. Okay, we do have these up candles with all the down movement taking out this low. That's not February low, that's just a low. Watch this gap, because if they can trade through that, then it might trade to this up candle, but I don't think that would be the case. So watch here, we might dip in and then drop down again. The redistribution usually is either 2 or 3 candles, sorry, between 1 and 3 candles. So 1 2 3 and then we're down, or 1 then we're down, or 1 2 and then we're down again. So this is 1, this is 2, that 2 can get in here and then we go down again. So watch that, transpose that to the lower time frame like this. When I say transpose, you're gonna project this gap over here, and then you can watch it on the lower time frame. So on the lower time frame, this is what you're looking for. And then we go down. Okay, but if it does this, then we'll be reaching for up here. Okay. So the question will be, can I buy? Yes, if you want to, you can you can buy and protect yourself with the down candles. So I think this one will be good. Okay, just to go there. If you want to buy, just go here and that's it. Don't look for more, because you might not get it. Okay, we've got about 6 minutes left before the big news comes out on CPI. So maybe in the next 4 minutes, I will be going quiet a little bit, and then I'll go and observe the news event. Tatuo. So yesterday we talked about Tatuo moving away from this gap and then going up, right? It actually pulled back. Let me zoom into this one and talk about it. Notice the difference between this and the hype. Okay, and this is what I was talking about. Hype doesn't have that. Okay, the big move, hype doesn't have it. That's what it. Okay, so after the run below the previous day, the rejection is important. How big the candles are is important. And then it pulls back. We have this as the last up candle. You have a nice fair value gap here, so that gives you a nice buy to go up. And this is fractal. When I say fractal, it can happen on all time frames. If you pay attention to this pattern can be your golden ticket to whatever you want to do with trading. All you have to do is add the periods that I gave: daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. That's it. And then you just look for this. So as it stands, I think we will be coming for this candle's high, likely, possible, and then we might trade up here. On the daily, it looks like this. So this high is that one. That's the previous day's high. It's likely going to trade up there. But are we going to continue going up? That I can't tell. Okay, I can promise that it's going to continue going up because it's too bearish. So this candle's low is what you need to pay attention to. Okay, that candle's low is what you need to pay attention to. If we can go above it, then we will be trading maybe to close in this one as well. So if we trade and close on a daily basis, if we close above this high, this candle's low, then price is likely going to come to this gap. Okay, this one. And they might even trade up to this candle's low. Right? So if you did get buy, take most of your profit above this high, leave something on, and let's see. I wouldn't guarantee it, but it's better to leave something on and see if we can go through it. Ideally, it might just reject and then come back down again. But in coming down, notice that we are very low. So I wouldn't recommend you looking to sell it, because again, how far down it's gonna go, I don't know, because it's not gonna go to zero, that's for sure. But how far high can it go? The sky is the limit. Okay, so buying is always recommended than selling. And then last one, touch key. So touch key did close above this. So next upside will be this candle's high, per what I explained yesterday. Okay, so you're looking for this candle's high as the next target. All right, we've got about 1 minute left, so let's go and see what the dollar index is gonna do, and then we'll come back after, I don't know, 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 5 minutes. Yeah, we come back after 5 minutes. Okay, I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay. So welcome back. I think the news event is done. Okay. I have a bit of there we go. We are back online. Okay, so we are trading at this last up candle over here. So it can go either way. It can go up and break it, or we can go down. I'm not really let's say I'm not deciding which side. I'll wait for the end of the day because I've already taken, what I need to take from the market between Monday and Tuesday. Pay attention to the previous week high. We want to see them go and attack the previous week high and then reject and then come back down. All right. So gold, watch out for the previous week high. Crude oil, I think. Okay. It depends on how we're gonna close today. If we close above this high, I still don't trust this. I still don't trust this equal high, even though I would want to see come. I would want to see price come back. The close will potentially change for the time being. It's either we go into a consolidation or it's just okay. So let's see. Maybe even this high. The only key thing is watch for again the same pattern. I think yesterday we had and then we come back down and attack that equal low on the daily. This low and that low and that low. That low. All right. Okay. So that is that for the crude oil. Okay, so finally, yes, yesterday my student is at 2 p.m. my time. You can start looking for this candle low to be broken, and then we start going down. So watch the limit. It was a market order. Market order. So whilst we were sitting Apologies today, guys. I don't know, my network is playing up over here, so you might experience a bit of disconnection as I'm doing the session. Every now and then it does disconnect. I need to get a new computer. That's what it is. Because this it's been giving me this kind of problem for a long time. Anyway, so as price is moving towards a specific level, you sell fair value gaps, you the trade prior to the move down, price pulls back and then sell, and then you cover on the target. And the 5 minutes it will be much better to see. Right, so you can see I sold short that candle and I got out right here. I did sit in a little bit of drawdown, so you can see we went up a little bit more and then price rejected and then traded down. I think you can target these equal lows here, this low and that low, and then it will ultimately take out this, but we do have a break of structure or a shift in market structure here. Hence, this gap is important. This one is important. For today, just target that, this here. So 145 GMT. So at 145 GMT, there's going to be news event that can affect this pair. And based on what I'm seeing, because yesterday I was looking at the card, so here, based on what I'm seeing, it can come down to this gap, this small little gap on the H4. Let me turn this off. Okay, so we can come down to this gap here, this one, before going up. So I don't know, for whatever reason this should go up. Okay, so I'm not expecting them to take CAD higher. That is not what I'm expecting. I'm actually expecting them to take it lower. Hence, this should continue going up to attack that high. Obviously, just place a stop loss because I could be wrong. And this is the range we are trading in. The range here, we are still good to go higher, right? So right here, go higher. Hence, just keep an eye on it. Maybe at exactly 145, come back and then you see. If we lose this low, just keep an eye. Maybe it will just be a run on stop because the narrative is on the higher time frame. Remember what I was saying about higher time frame narrative? The narrative is here. As a matter of fact, let me do this projection and see. Okay, if it takes out a low, just remember we are still below the 50%. Okay, so they can run stops and still be valid to go higher. Last week I gave you how if price is traded inside a range below the 50%, they can run stops. And so just pay attention. Let's see what they are going to do within the next, I think by the next hour. Yeah, by the next hour the card news will be out and then you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I think pretty much that is it for now. The Aussie, Euro Aussie, Euro New Zealand, they are still gonna keep going up. As a matter of fact, let's continuation to the upside. The same thing applies to the Australian Euro Aussie. If we take out, if the next candle opens, takes out this low, and then, right, when I was expecting them to go and attack this equal low right here, we anticipated this to be a pullback to go and attack the low. Looks like, hence watch where we are now and this down candle. Okay, we might reject and then make our way for that high. And I think pretty much that's it. Again, I apologize, my network has been playing around today. I'll see what I can do for tomorrow's session, because this is not acceptable. I'm gonna have a word with my computer and my network and then see if we can resolve any issue. Okay, so watch out for the news at 1:45 and then be on the card pairs, because something might happen. Okay, until then, have a good afternoon, and then I'll see you same time tomorrow. I think today I managed to come in at the exact time, 8 a.m. EST, and I'll do that same thing tomorrow. Right, so enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you